Hi there, I'm Julie Peters and I'm a yoga teacher in Vancouver, BC. And today I thought we would talk about a pose that is really common in Vinyasa yoga classes, Chaturanga. And this is a pose that I have hurt myself in. I think it's really common to get injuries in this pose. One reason is just because we do it so much and we don't necessarily take the time to really break down what's actually happening in this pose. We don't spend a lot of time bearing weight on our shoulders, and so we kind of have to teach our bodies how to do it in a way that's safe and that feels good. So the shape of Chaturanga, I'll show you here, is right about here. It's kind of a box shape, like a 90-degree angle with the arms. A lot of people will come down into their push-ups like this, which forces the shoulders to roll forward and puts a lot of pressure on that rotator cuff. You want to be able to keep your shoulder blades kind of pinned down onto your back, so that you're nice and supported and your core is really nice and strong as well, which helps to support the shoulders. So I'm just going to show you from plank pose to Chaturanga and we'll see what happens as we go down. So my two most common things that I see, I have names for. The first thing is the dive bomber. Okay, you might have seen this before. This is when we're in plank pose, all is well, but then the butt goes up and the shoulders pin down and you kind of dive bomb down like that. Not so good for the shoulders. The other thing that happens a lot of the time I like to call the inchworm. You can think of this like breakdancing style. You lose the core, belly comes down first, and it's a collapse. Okay? So you can certainly do this from your knees. As you're working with it, eventually the legs will come up. So in plank pose, right now I'm pushing my hands out away from each other, that way, so they don't move. What happens instead is my shoulder blades pin onto my back. I'm trying to broaden my collarbones, and I'm going to actually tip forward so that my sternum bone, chest bone, is in line with the fingernails. I'll show you with knees up just so that you can see what's going on. So rather than coming straight down, shoulders over the wrists, I'm going to tip forward, hinge from the elbows, and then come up into my up dog from there. So even if all that stuff is working out, you want to just come down to that 90 degrees or so place. As soon as you come down below the elbows, you're going to start to get that rounding forward of the shoulders, okay? So you can keep it nice and steady. The tailbone is nice and long. Core is engaged. Tip forward and down. So if you come all the way down, you land with your hands by your low ribs rather than under your shoulders. Okay, back here. A little pose that I like to do to help train the shoulders. If this still isn't making sense for you, you can try this. You tuck your toes under. You're on your belly and your hands are by your low ribs. You lift the bum up. Knees are down, at least at first. And then you get the shoulders in place. You want to roll them onto the back and squeeze the shoulder blades together. I imagine someone's pulling on my elbows. Then you keep all that, inhale, hug your belly in. As you exhale, you straighten your arms, okay? Keeping the hips lifted. And that's a reverse push-up that's really good for helping to strengthen the shoulders for this pose. So I hope that helped. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can contact me through my website, jcpeters.ca. Thanks for watching.